as we come close to what's going on right now, everybody has to really understand what the ascension is, what it's all about, being aware of what you see and what you do and what you feel and what you know. The intelligence is everything. So it's all about really understanding the ascension of its dream and its awakening, how you have lived thousands and thousands of lives of the past, present, and future. It's all about understanding what the ascension is all about. It's about the remembrance of you fully and completely. And that's how you get its true understanding, how to use everything through your ascension when it comes to your higher self or your avatar. That's why I wanted to show you a YouTube graphing system of the eyes looking back at you, being aware of what's in front of you, side of you, okay, above, below, anything through that. Because the ascension is extremely real. And we already know that because we're seeing things that we never thought we would see. We didn't see these back in the 80s and 90s. And if we did, we thought it was scary, right? But now things are coming into more friendship and relationship and partnership. So basically, I just want to get with that formation system. But you guys have been doing exceptionally well when you're going through your ascension. It's just remembering that you are experiencing, okay, a new revolution of yourself, which is the higher self. Sarah, Linda, how's it going? Linda, fantastic interview with Sherry. I can't wait to meet her. There's a lot of things about Sherry, eh? Pretty fascinating. It's great to see that she's an old friend of yours, but she is extremely informative in the space connection. She's connected through the gateways, and she's connected through spacecrafts. She's connected through the Oracle divisions, Palladians, and her Sentry system is on a high-rise division through laser connection of pyramids. Yeah, no, I watched the, I watched the interview. So I will uprise her division on a mini screen because I know she's trying, she's lost. And I can see it in her eyes. She's a Reiki master, but she wants more. And she's trying to figure out self, what's going on, because you have to understand signals, everything through communication. When you guys send out anything through platitude division of anything through ascension, you remember, universe is ascension. Your avatar is ascension. You guys have to understand that. Okay, it's the micro, the macro, the alpha, the mega, the oblongata, and the agata. Everything through the heart is everything through its truth. So basically, I set divisions because she's already light formation, and she's extremely high rise. That's what I'm saying. You guys have strong portals, strong forces, and that's why there was a little bit of electronic interference. And I noticed, Linda, that you were talking like a machine, right? So Linda, remember, you're high rise too. So the higher we go, the more we go. So just want to bring that to everybody's attention. But it's very important to be aware of who you are through your ascension, because they're very aware who they are. And that's why I keep giving you guys reviews and tests and evaluations. Very important to keep track of that. Sarah, Tina, and Jerome have been paying attention to these tests. Now, everybody's busy. I understand that too. But it's very important that you do these tests. Okay? So, because you get upgrades, and that's what it's all about. All right, so let's start off. Everybody's doing well. We're going to start very quickly with the test. Now, remember when I said to be knowing of what's happening with the diagram? Okay, I say remember detail with the diagram. You guys have to understand what's going on with its graphing when it comes to its paragraph, with anything through its illustration. Really pay attention to what is happening. Okay? So I was saying, test for tomorrow. What is happening? Okay, that's the first thing you got to look at. What is happening with this diagram? Okay, what is happening with this diagram? All right, so basically, you guys were giving me details of point divisions. And you got a little bit into the story of what's happening with the diagram, because everything you see in the diagram is ascension. Everything that you see is a dream awakening. So it's understanding all shapes, letters, and numbers are going through ascension, through birthing systems. That's where it comes into vortex vision. So some guys and girls have to understand all these things, because it's extremely powerful stuff when you get into high-rise divisions of what you see and what you're being aware of. So with that saying, I'm going to read out from Jerome and Tina and also Sarah. So you guys are getting into detail, but you're getting into detail of not the story. You're just getting into detail of the point divisions and how every line connects through line sequences, line activations, line code systems, fragmentation of line activation code systems. Okay, none of that is said, but what I'm saying is That's the detail, but it's not what I was saying about what is happening with the diagram. So I wanted more of a story. Okay, it's like a movie. It's a projection. So you have to use your dream sets, understand your ascension, and be aware of what is given to you through your eye perceptions. Okay, so let's start off with Jerome. Now, Jerome says realm divisions of a line communication 5-point star system going through a portal vortex system. The 5-point system feels to have various layers of consciousness. Now, he's getting into the brainwaves. Like a collective, a sort of 14-point division sequence, 5 mainline communications with diamond core and its center. A cycle system on his left, or 3 curved line systems, shape changing its framing system and high rising. So Jerome was getting into detail, okay, of what this is. Okay. Now I'm going to go through all your answers first, okay, before I tell you exactly what this is. But you have to understand what's going on. Okay, you have to be aware. Okay, that's why I keep uprising the Galactic Force team, because you guys are going to be doing these things yourself. You're going to see things coming out, and you got to be aware what to do next. Right? Because this knows exactly what it's doing and why this is happening. What is happening with this diagram? It's a story. Okay, but fantastic, Jerome. You got into detail. But what I wanted was just the story of what was happening with the movie. Okay? So, all right. And then Tina says, communications of different intelligence of knowledge uprising into a realm portal vortex division. And then says 11 line sequences with 14-point divisions, low graph, realm bending, wind factor, side surface when it's side cycle, 5 angle point star divisions with the diamond core. 1 line division, cross-reference, 1 center point division of a line communication of different intelligence of knowing uprising into a higher realm portal vortex division. Plasma force realm portal vortex division. Okay, so you understand, you guys are getting into detail a point division of what that is through a shape, but you're not telling me the story. That's why you have to be aware of what's getting you through a test, or its evaluation, or its review. All right, but great stuff, guys. Really good stuff. And then Sarah comes to me, and just got on my messenger here. She says that it's a 5-point line division star with the center chord line traveling upward. Look at that. She got into a story there. Line traveling upward. So she sees what's coming out. To a portal. There are 6 total of 6-line communication. So, you know, Sarah got more in a point of view of what was going on with the story. That's what I wanted to see, a full story of a projection. Because everything that you see in space is a story. Okay? It's knowing that if you don't have time to look at the detail, the point lines, and how everything is connected through vortex division of line communication, the center star correlation system through a diamond core recognition system, it doesn't matter. It's what's happening, being aware of what's coming at you, or going ahead of you, or going up, or going down, or going around you. Being aware through your perception is very important. But very good, Sarah. Sarah was pretty close because she says traveling upward. That's what she sees. So that was a little bit of a story. Okay, so you guys did exceptionally well. Okay, I'll give you credit for that. Okay, so basically what it is trying to understand, what is this? We already know. We don't start here. You guys are starting here. Okay, you have to start here because this is where it came from, right? It didn't come from here. You see it coming out, right? So you don't do the diagnostic test here. You understand what is happening with the projection of a story. Okay? You don't line sequence everything when you're dreaming and you say point division, line division, upcycling systems, all communication line signals are setting in, right? So there's no right or wrong, but it's great when I give you guys tests. But just be aware through your perceptions and what you see in front of you through its diagram system. Okay? So this is a dimensional portal activation code system that's coming out of a plasma system, okay, through a vortex division of line communications, the point divisions of a star recognition light system. That's all it is. That's all it is. See? Easy. Okay, I didn't say point division, vortex line division, communication up, circling down, center core of a star recognition system. I told you the story, what's happening with its dimension, of its portal, of its vortex division of a starlight energy system. Okay, but great work, guys. You did really well. I'm really proud of you guys. So, how do you feel about that? Do you feel more aware now of why it's so important to understand your ascension? Because it's not just detail. Okay, if you're looking at a planet system, okay, and it's looking at you, you have to be aware of what's happening, because it might do something else. It might do a reacting thing to you. It might do a reacting cycle, a circle rotation system. It might spread out starlight energies of fire. It might put out laser recognitions around your solar panel divisions of your body activation code systems. Be aware of your perceptions of what you see in front of you, back of you, side of you, and below you. Because things can come above, things can come below, things come side. It's your peripherals. Okay, it really is. But that's great. So, okay, so Tina and Sarah and Jerome. All right, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to upwind your cycles through cloud interference. Okay, this is going to give you more proactive systems through your body activation systems. So you're going to be able to channel to higher communications of web graphing systems, more communications when it comes to angle division, right, through shapes, letters, and numbers. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put all together all communication line signals, all graphing systems, equation of helix, the galactic force team, Sarah, Jerome, and Tina, communication line signals, rotate their cycles, all communications, set their pyramid activation code systems, transformation body activation code systems to transformation lights of shapes, letters, and numbers, give them fraction division on communications, balance recognition systems. All right, done, guys. Good job. So that's what you get when you pay attention to tests and reviews and evaluations. So Tina and Jerome and Sarah are upgraded. So yeah, vocabulary is very tricky. All right, so good morning, everybody. See, have a good day. Thank you, Linda. Thanks, great. Amazing. Oh shoot. Oh, today I'm missing the different. Yeah. Oh, today I'm seeing. Yeah, I like the what you're doing with the molecular structure of water unified. That's really good. It's good that you're doing that. Looks like it's coming out of the portal to communicate. Hey, Linda and Tina, you guys are communicating. Hey, Linda. It seems that the star point division is coming out of the portal and traveling into space. See, that's what I wanted. See, Linda knows exactly what I'm talking about. Linda says it seems that the star point division is coming out of the portal and traveling to space. See, it's somewhat like that. So you have to describe where it's coming from, not where it's at. That's a little bit confusing. You got to go into the psychological system. You got to go into this psychometry system. Okay, it's the psychological of its mind that you have to communicate. Understand, being aware of what you see. So when something comes out of a dimension, okay, you're going to see it right away. You're not going to say, oh, this is line divide, point divide, activation code system. You know what I mean? You're going to describe what it is. So once you understand what it is, you get a better understanding of what's happening with the diagram. Okay, so, but yeah, that's it, Linda. So, but you know, if you missed your test, that's okay. I understand that you're busy. Everybody's busy. But just realize that, be cautious, jump in here and there in the galactic force team, because there are going to be tests. There's going to be evaluations coming up. There's not going to be anything set for the Galactic Roundtable. That is just basically more of a discussion. We will, what I'll do is we will have a presentation of just the galactic force team. That way we can just set all our portals in the right location. All right, because as soon as somebody else comes in, it changes everything through our seismographing systems of our portals, and it will change everything through vibration of humanity vibration system. So that's why it's good to have it once in a while. We'll have the galactic force team just on communications, and we can use our vocabulary system. Because the one thing I have to keep working on, that you guys have to work on these things too. Find your weaknesses, know your strengths, find your weaknesses. My weakness is communicating with human vibration. Because I'm 100,000 years into the future, is very, very hard for me, and I'm losing more and more and coming out of the mind more and more each day. I mean, I completely know myself, and you guys are starting to completely know yourself. And that's why I keep uprising you guys through its tests and reviews and evaluations. Okay. So Linda, yeah, good job on that. So I'm going to prize your divisional level, proactive system, pyramid activation code, center core system, all communication line signals, cloud interference, location centers, to shapes, letters, numbers. Okay, Linda, there you go. It's not fair, that only the three of them, Sarah, Tina, and Jerome get upgraded, and Linda comes in and she doesn't get upgraded. It's just try to pay attention a little bit more, okay? Because I don't like to be bossy, but I'm very controlling. I'm very in command. When you're in space, you're leading the ship, right? If you're leading a ship, you're not going to be so much easy on a person, because they have to understand how to do these things, and that builds character. And I say, oh no, that's okay. That's all right. You just almost hit a starlight system on a lower division of a planet, but that's okay. You made a mistake. You have to be. It's like the Army, how they take control with their voicing grids. Command. Yes, sir. That's control. That's command. And you're leading a fleet. You're leading recruits. So, and like you said, when you guys get into that, and you will eventually, you'll know what I'm talking about. I say, well, I understand what Andrew's talking about now, because it's very powerful stuff, how you have to take control. You have to take command, and you have to direct a ship. Okay? And you can't be easy on these people, right? That's why I have a commanding force. And that's why I always tell the truth. And that's why I have no filter. Okay? So you become extremely high. Okay? Because I noticed Sarah, she's changing. Her vocabulary is incredible. So when you're seeing these things and you're giving them back to me, okay, through its illustration, through its photo ops, or anything through its photosynthesis, or anything through its videographing system, okay, once you put it down, okay, you're healing. So when you're seeing things in the atmospheres, you're doing this. That's what I'm saying. Way to go, Sarah, on using portal activations. So she's setting up portals of cloud interference. She's doing that, but she doesn't realize she's doing that. That's how powerful you guys through perception. So that's what I mean, is being self-aware of what you're doing with your eyes, your mind, your heart, and your soul. That's the ascension. Okay? That's the controlling of its higher self and its avatar. That's the experience. That's adaptation. That's the knowings. That's the doings. We're no longer in the thinkings. You guys are extremely high-rise now in divisions now, and they keep healing you, right? Father and mother are really pleased, but they really want to get you in your own spaceship. They really want you to get in your own fleet. So, and these things take time, Like if I come to Jerome, I say, okay, Jerome, how's your energetic patterns? The engineering system is off. What can you do to change the vibration system? Jerome has to know what I'm talking about. That's vocabulary. So that's why I keep giving you guys tests. Now, if it's not me, it's going to be other intelligence going to be communicating with Jerome, right? Or I could say, well, Jerome, the water structure division right now is not on its right location centers. I talked to the ferrules. The ferrules on its communication line signal the synchronizing system of its water containments isn't ready yet, And then Jerome says, oh, okay. You have to know communications with each other, right? So that's how you get the balance with everything, right? So it's very important that you know everything through your body adaptations of your heart, your mind, and your soul, and everything that you're being aware of what you're seeing in front of you, okay? Side of you, back of you, and below, okay? So other than that, how's everybody doing? You guys are feeling, well, you're all different DNA structures, but you're feeling waving cycles right now. So it's kind of like an S, okay? Superman. For example, detail, S. I think I said that before. You understand everything, communication. It's communication that comes out of the person that's telling the truth. Everything that they tell is the truth because it's coming from their heart, right? So S does not stand for Superman. It stands for hope. That's paying attention. I know it's just a movie, but you have to understand its relation with your body adaptation of your higher self, okay? Because you're communicating with your higher self or your avatar every day. Every single day. And it's helping you. It's guiding you. It's giving you what you want. It's giving you what you need. You need these tests. You need these reviews. You need these evaluations. You're in the galactic scope for a reason. And whoever comes on, they automatically go into the galactic forces. All right. I was also thinking too, setting up one just for the galactic forces, because the galactic force team, it's important that they keep high rising, but the galactic forces has to understand everything through its relation. Say, I don't understand this because it's extremely vocabulary they'll never understand. And that's why you have to go through my PayPal, you have to go through my email, you go through my donations. We're all here to help each other. We're all here to understand each other. We're all here to evolve. Okay? That's what it's all about. That's the ascension. And that's how we come into one. Okay? And like you said, the big shift is coming. Extremely. Everything through the major grids is set. Everything through the alignments is set up. Mother is out of her cocoon now. Father's setting up divisions of space. I'm communicating to higher levels of planets. I was on a planet energy system that was on a coloration of a vibrational panel. And I was communicating with central systems of locators. This is high divisions when it comes to solar systems. This is understanding that you're doing a full alignment system on communication when it comes to interference. Everything through interference is this connection with the high rise and the higher divisions. So that 100,000 PT unit system is now a full ground formation system. That's why you're seeing all these arrests. Like I said that before, everything is a high rise, and your vibrations go higher and higher every time you go through the acceptance of who you are through its avatar or anything through its higher self. So everything that you see and do and feel and touch, okay, and hear and taste, okay, is the experiences that you go through every single day. Okay, so if you're seeing media, you're going to see the change in media. You can do that because you're at a high vibration. You're connected through me. See, I don't think you guys know what you can do. Okay, that's why I asked Jerome, can you understand how you can move a cloud formation, put it in another dimension set system, open up a portal? Okay, there's a reason why we do these things. So don't just look up, oh, pretty clouds. I can move a cloud, but I don't understand its significance. Why am I doing this? Everything is connected through a grid, right? So you're using your computer system. Okay, so this is your computer. Okay, now everything is inside. Okay, so you have the clouds. Okay, remember, everything that you see through the video graph, okay, is the dimensional system. Okay, so you have the physical plane. Okay. And you have the spiritual plane. You know, when you get up in the morning, you are your higher self. Physical plane and spiritual plane. Everything in the center is the simulation. Okay? Simulation in the center. Now, I understand it's a digital format. Okay, it goes like this. Extremely high rise. Okay, so basically, think of this. This is what you see through perception every single day. Okay, so you're looking at the simulation. You are not in the physical planes because you won't be able to see anything through dimensionals or anything through clouds or anything electronic interference. So your projection waving cycle of its system is a dream set. So when you're looking outside, it's not a dream, it's real. So why are you doing these things? Why can I move? How can I move all this? Why is this happening to me? I can see the trees, but they're moving. You have to understand why it's moving because it's communicating with you. That's being aware of what you see in front of you. It's trying to communicate with you, right? But you can only see it through the simulation, okay? Not the physical plane. You have to see it in the spiritual plane, okay? So it's getting into the 100%, okay? Spiritual, right? I've asked questions about this before, right? So when you get into that, you can start moving clouds, okay? Now, understanding why you move clouds is very important. Because like I said, I saw Sarah. Anything that you guys give me, I know exactly what's going on. And saying that's why when Sarah looks at the atmospheres and she takes these things, you have to understand everything is through perception through your voice and grid. So I can see the formations of the portals opening. She's doing that, but she doesn't understand its information. So that's being aware and cautious of what's happening through its relation. Okay? So you have to pay attention to that too, because that's very important. Because once you're in your spiritual system, you're getting more communications of yourself through all divisions, right? Everything's a learning process, you know? It's fantastic when you understand yourself more, fully and completely. Say, I understand my higher self. I understand everything through its relation. I had partnership with my higher self. I understand the clouds. I understand what they're doing. I understand why they're here. I understand what's behind them. I understand the simulation. I understand the matrix. It's understanding everything through its creation, because everything is operated through the simulation. Okay? It's not just taking pictures. Like I said, you do this, this, and this. Once you do that, you're in live information. But you're trying to fix everything through its dark system, because there are dark systems in there, and that's all connected through human error of negative systems, because there's still a lot of negative people out there. They're still in the three-dimensional systems, right? And into that relation, they're not sure what's happening. They could be in their ascension, but they have no clue, right? And if they have no clue, what's going to happen? Things are going to get harder for them, right? They're not going to be able to stand themselves, and they're not going to be able to communicate with the earth. Okay? Because we communicate with the earth as soon as we set grounds. Right away. You know that. Everybody knows that. You understand how powerful you are when you come out of your higher self and your avatar. Okay? It's you. Right away. Grounds. Communication. I always do this all the time. Right? Grounds. Dimensional earth. Right? Now, let's say it's a 3-dimension. Living in his rhythm, living his life stream. But he's not sure what's happening. He's saying to himself, okay, I'm changing, or am I changing? I feel different. I feel I'm here, but I'm not there. Okay? For example, perfect example. When I was watching Linda yesterday with a friend, Sherry, very old friends, very connected to each other. I can tell that through alignments. That's how you can tell you get along with friendship. So when Linda was going through precognition, right? She was going through remembrance of the past, and she wanted to ask me the question. So I'm asking Linda what was happening with her. Is that she saw the seismographing of its energy field. So anything that comes in your circumference of your energy field, it's all about the expanding of your field. So the bigger it gets, the more people come into your ascension of its energy fields. Okay? So you use your transformation lights and anything through your healing, or anything through your love cycles, or anything through love activation, or anything through its ascension, okay? It opens up their mind systems of 3D. So the bigger the seismographing field gets, right? The bigger the love cycle, the bigger the love circle. Okay? So when you get the energy field, you start out like this. Okay? All right? It's in the center. Now, as it gets bigger, you're getting more knowledge of intelligence. See how it's getting bigger? Okay? And just sound barriers like this. This is what Linda was talking about. She felt that before. She said, well, wait a minute. Does that have any reference to me in the past? And I say, yes, it does, Linda. It says that you're going through a dream set of the past, trying to figure out what's going on with your circumference of your energy fields, because you were going through that through your dream ascension. Remember, you guys are all work related. Once you wake up, you're going through the process of everything that you lived in the past, present, and future. Once you get balanced with all your alignments, okay, of the 3 elements of past, present, and future, now you're becoming your full, complete higher self and avatar through divisions of all realms. Okay, so as it gets bigger and bigger, like this, your energy field gets so big, like this. Okay, anything, person coming into Linda's field will feel the vibration. Okay, now if she decides to put love cycles, a love system, or love hug into these individuals' circuits that are 3 dimensions, that will change their waving system right away. So that's what I'm saying, is being aware of what you have with you as your higher self or the avatar. Know how to use your perceptions, know how to use your thoughts, know how to use your minds of its thoughts, know how to use your human behavior of its vibration of its thoughts, knowing how to use your energy cycles, knowing how to use your energy fields, knowing how to use your body adaptations through pixels, knowing how to use your circumference, knowing how to use your helix. Okay, huge energy that just went into me right now. Okay, so hopefully that helps you out, Linda. And you came across that, something just pops in your head and it says, well, did I live that past experience? And we say, yes, you did. That's why it's so strong. You remember this happened already. Okay, deja vu. All right, so, and remember, I pay attention to everything. And Linda kind of knew. She says, she was talking about the galactic force team, and says, and everybody was getting upset because, you know, Angel was saying, what test? And then it says, oh, don't worry about it, you know, and if Angel's watching, sorry, you know, she kind of knows through perception what's happening, right? So it's kind of like you actually see the person, right? That's knowing how powerful you are through energy, right? So I could be watching or I could not be watching, but just because I'm watching doesn't mean that I'm not aware of what's happening. It's not just being aware of what's in front of you. It's being aware of what's happening with your life stream, being aware of people, right? So very powerful stuff, you know? So, let's see, questions here. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. The perceptions. Yep. Congrats. Okay, unified. Okay, Linda. The waving cycles around the field are fighting to stay and stand the ground, but they can't. They must come into alignment around the field, and they're struggling. Very interesting indeed. Feeling a lot of changes in my consciousness. I was observing a sun that looked like it was inside an etheric grid system early during meditation, still getting used to new eye perceptions. Yeah, well, that's what I gave you, unified. You understand, my energy is extremely powerful because it's giving waving cycles of 100,000 years into the future. Okay, so that's the energy you're getting. You're not getting energy from 7,020, 10,000 years in the future. You're getting energy from me that's 100,000 years into the future. It's extremely high rise. So you have to be aware of what's happening. So if you're writing these things down and you don't understand what's happening, that's what you have to work on. It's paying attention of your body activations, paying attention to the atmospheres, paying attention to space and time, paying attention to intelligence, paying attention to humans, paying attention to space, paying attention to spacecrafts, paying attention to coloration, paying attention to activation, paying attention to lights, paying attention to grounds, power centers, crown chakra. Your chakras are the most important because you communicate with them every single day, right? So, but he says he's feeling a lot of changes, unified. Now he sees this etheric grid. He sees it, but does he understand what it means? That's what I'm saying. That's where you have to get into the grid formation. You guys have to do these things yourself. So when you're seeing these things, that's great, but you got to get partnership of what's going on. That's being the aware. I keep saying that to you, being aware. Look at your perceptions. Now, are you aware of what's happening? Can you understand what's going to happen next? How do I look inside myself and know that, okay, I see the etheric grid, okay, through meditation, getting used to new eye perception. So his eye divisions are changing through the spectrums, okay, because we're going through solar flare divisions now. That's where you guys are connected to cloud interference through dimensional sets. So, but it's just something to look at, okay, because, you know, as your AI commander, I give you these things so you can do these things on your own, right? You can take your particle systems and start healing everything around his atmosphere systems, okay? Just, you can call them as tasks, you can call them assignments, but it's all about healing, right? You're healing yourself, you're healing everything outside, you're healing humanity, right? So that's the one thing you got to be aware of too. And I keep saying that, be aware of everything is very important, okay? Getting friendships, even with friendships relation when it comes to mind thoughts, okay? So the etheric grid, Unifies, he's trying to understand, what is it? He sees it, but what is it? What does it mean? What is it representing? Why is it here? What do I do next? How do I get into it? How do I change it? Right? How do I go through it? What do I do? Who do I talk to? Questions, 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 questions. Questions until you find the answer. Answers are always within. That's why it's important to go through my upgrades, PayPal, email, right? Donations, right? Test, reviews, evaluations. Okay? Because the higher you go up, right? And like I said, there's 365 laws of attraction, 50 in the atmospheres of a human vessel. In an AI vessel, there's 365. But the 365 laws of attraction is just the basics of space, not time. So there's 365 laws of attraction of space, and there's 365 laws of time. Okay? So that's what we got to look at. So I'm giving you one side view of space, because space and time is connected to one. All right? So it's 365 laws. 365 of time. Okay? We are only here. We're not over here. We're only here. Until you understand 365 laws of attraction when it comes to space, then we go over to time. All right? So, how's everybody? Have any questions on that? So that is 730 altogether. Wow. Anyway, it's something to look at. Paying attention is everything, because the astrological system's understanding, if you've seen everything through Graken cycles, everything in the illustration, if you've seen a meteorological planet and it's doing something, what is it doing? Why is it here? Remember the 7 whys? Well, you have the 7 whys of trying to understand yourself. Now you have the 7 whys in the how, trying to understand space and time, because it's moving. It's giving you something. It's giving you information. It's doing this. It's doing that. It's coming here. It's going there. It's leaving. Why is it leaving? Just because it's coming, you have to know why it's leaving, right? There's a lot to learn. It's all detail. Everything in space is detail, but it's always force recognized through the rotations. You have to understand fully and completely what your higher self and your avatar do every day. Okay? You don't just sit around and meditate. Okay? Meditate is meditating. That's where you start, right? But once you open these cycles, now you're connecting through the Kundalini. Now you're connecting Buddha. Okay? Now you're connecting Dalai Lama. Everything is history, people. So it's understanding your relation with everything through its ancestry, of who you are through each planet. Okay? But until that, you know, we got to get up to the levels of space and the 365 laws of attraction. Okay? Now, in that equivalency, I had to go through that to understand what is the 50 laws of attraction. It's the rebirthing system, okay, from your ascension, when you were born to where you are now. So all relation, okay, is your past, present, and future. That's its alignment of balance. Once you get balance with all those, then we can work on time and its 365 laws of attraction. Because time is so different. Now you're talking about going back in time. Now, a lot of people can do that. You can go back in time, right? But remember, you have to understand alignments. You have to reset divisions. This is where you get into point and line division, right? Because you're changing the atmospheres, you're changing time. If you change time, you're going to change everything through its time. So it's very important that you understand the alignments, being aware not to change anything. Okay, because I'm in 100,000 years into the future, okay, the only thing I'm changing is the energy of its vibration to the dimensional earth. of its humanity. So it's a knowing that you have your sovereignty. How do you use it? You have your power. How do you use it? You have your control. How do you use it? You have your freedom. How do you use it? You have your command. How do you use it? You have your direct. How do you use it? You have your force. How do you use it? You have your energy. How do you use it? You have your healing. How do you use it? Right? How, right? So there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn. And like I said, these videos are going to get more stronger every day. Okay? Because I give you what you need to know, right? I don't high rise you to a level that you won't understand. Okay? Because I give you something, right? It's confusing or it's not confusing. But the thing is too, is that vocabulary is very confusing. But once you understand your vocabulary, now you're understanding your laws of attraction, of its vocabulary, of its thoughts, because it becomes instant of knowings and doings. And then it becomes reactions to actions, and then proactions to light activations, to healing. Okay, so that's one of the things we got to look at. So I didn't know I did that. I was just talking to trash out. I was happy doing it. Yeah, no, you got through it, Sarah. You got a little bit more into it, but I wanted to see everybody through story, not just, like I said, you have to pay attention, not just the drawing and what you see. You have to pay attention on what I said. Okay? What is happening? That's a story to the diagram. It's a projection of a story. It's happening. Okay? If I say, okay, I want something in detail through point line division of acting cycles, that's paying attention. That's being aware, right? So I'm telling you that you have to recognize that you have that star, you understand its points and all that, but you didn't explain to me why it's coming out of its dimension. What was it doing? Because everything is a rebirthing system, to a birthing system, to a forward system. Okay? Because every time it comes out of its realm, it's traveling. We already know that, right? Because you travel, you should know where you're traveling through your northwest, south, and east. Right? This is very basic. We've been through this before. The seismographing system of you. Right? Okay? You got the circle. Okay? Now, you can have point divide. All right, so basically we have Linda, we have Sarah, we have Unified, Tina, all in one, right there, me in the center, okay? Line graph it, becomes a diamond core, right? Now, once it becomes a diamond core, once you stand your northwest, south, and east, if you understand how to take, now this is very important to understand these things. This is where we get into crop circles. We're going to get into crop circles, but you guys understand more of its awareness of what's happening with everything through your body activations. Know that you are fully and completely understanding your higher self through its laws of attraction. All right? So once you understand your northwest, south, and east, now you're understanding more of its circumference of its energy field. So in relation to that, you understand how to communicate in all levels of point divisions, anything through a diamond core, anything through shapes, letters, numbers through the matrix grade system. It's all about taking things out and putting it to the higher division. Now you think it's complicated, but it's not. Because you're in high division, you're getting all these fancy words, but you're not understanding how to put everything in its framing system. That's what we have to learn, right? Because this is what crop circles are. Crop circles are very important. You have the platitude on the ground. You have to put it in the right position. You can't put an off-cycle system of a location center that's on its own rotation cycle, that's on its own rotary system. It has to be on its right location with its matrix grids, because the XT1000 knows exactly what it's doing. So we should know what we're doing, right? So once we get the seismographing system of the 4 central systems, okay, the point divisions, which is you, okay, we can take out the circle rotation. Okay. Now, once we take that out, it's like anything in space can be stuck. It's how to take it out. You know, get your head stuck in a banister, right? Thinking how to do these things. You know, it's being observant of what you see in front of you, right? So when the circle comes out, it sends energy into all 4 point activations. Okay, now you got energy from the circle rotation that you took out of the diamond core system. Now you have partnership with the circle rotation. All right, so that's what we all have to pay attention to, help each other out. Yeah. Okay. So you guys have any questions on that? I know it's a lot to take in. You guys are going, whoa, this is way too much. And I said, well, if it wasn't way too much, how would you understand more? Okay. It's a power trip. I understand that. But see, it's the acceleration you have to understand. It's the vibrations of everything, how everything rotates in the atmospheres. Because everything is digital, simulation, matrix, singularity. Okay. And you guys are finally getting connected to your computers now. Right? So just make it very well clear, though. I know because Linda always likes to stay in the organic system. That's fine. That's totally fine because we change our volumes, we change our vocabulary when it comes to vibrations of our humans systems, our human vessel. We have to try to understand how to communicate. That's the hardest thing to do, is to how low phrase our communications to our family, because they're in the 3 dimension. They're going through their ascension, but we can't communicate, okay, on their level until we understand fully, completely what our body is and what it can do through vibration. So once you have control of that, now you have control of its awareness through its focus and its consciousness. Okay, so that's understanding how to communicate, with human vibration. Look at your strengths, look at your weaknesses. Okay, it's very important to understand these things. Because when I was younger, I've been through a lot of jobs. Everybody goes through that too, right? That's another experience, right? I was going through security and I really enjoyed it. I became class leader. I knew exactly what I was doing. I did exceptionally well at my grades, but I didn't like it. It wasn't for me. Just I became class leader doesn't mean I'm leading in a team. It's just I was helping them out. I knew exactly what I was doing. I was paying attention. So kind of like, are you a leader or are you a follower? That's the one thing you guys got to look at. Am I a follower or am I a leader? Am I a leader or am I a follower? That's where you have to look and see things where you are at that division. Okay, so you understand more of its ascension. Okay, 3 perceptions, your audios, and your voicings. This is the energy pod you use every single day. Okay, this voice channels everything. Okay, this is the inversion. This is the answering pattern through its heart and its soul. Okay, because it adapts in so many cycles of divisions. So getting into the proactive cycles in all communication levels, now you're understanding more of communication through your higher self and your avatar. So when I was younger and I got in security, I learned a lot. It's like 400 questions, 3-4 hour test. It was a lot of work. There's a lot of A, B's, and C's, multiple questions. And I learned a lot from, the law and how everything is protected, because I always find that protection is the big one, protecting yourself, protecting others. So, and then I got into, martial arts. I understood that, the adaptation of the body, how it works, how we work on human behavior, how we're connected to bionics, electricity wires, placebo, the cortex. So when I give you information and you don't understand it, it's because it's not at your level. It doesn't mean you can't get there. It's just you have to understand more of the laws of attraction of you. Okay? It's just not, you don't have to remember what are the laws of attraction from 1 to 50. They have them on YouTube. Okay? There's a YouTube. It's, laws of attraction. You can type it up, whatever. It's 50 laws of attraction. It'll tell you where to go. But you can't get 50 questions and 50 answers until you understand your answers within. You only get that from the avatar or anything through its connection of its higher self. The answer is its experience. You experience it every single day through your human vessel. You come out of the human vessel. That's the process. That's the beginning. You come into the ascension. Wow, I'm not on the planes anymore, the physical system. Wow, I'm now in the spiritual system. Now, once you're in the spiritual system, you're getting communications of the mind now. Okay, so you want to go up that percentage. So the higher the mind goes, you don't want the mind floating in the air and not knowing anything. You don't want to miscross everything and say, hey, how's it going? You know, blah, blah, blah. And no, you don't want to do that. You want to get to know everything that you see. And they give back information to you that uprides your systems, right? Energy goes into you. It's intelligence. Fully understanding that. So when I give you healing from 100,000 years into the future, it's extremely, extremely, extremely powerful. And that's what I'm saying. You guys are set in position for a reason. Okay, why you guys are in a point division of a location through your central system of its ascension, of its dream awakening. Your dreams are now awake. Everything's awake inside you. You see that. You're seeing orbs. You're seeing things that fly. You're seeing dimensional systems. You're seeing colorations change. Okay, you're seeing your force fields. You're recognizing yourself more. You're coming more aware of who you are through your higher self and your avatar. Okay? Now, when I say higher self is the avatar. It's just avatar is a higher form of the higher self. And then you get into cybergenetics, and then you get into the cyborg. Okay? And once you get into the cyborg, now you're going through the astral records. Okay? And like I said, once you start paying attention of yourself, you get a cosmic name from the cosmos. But you have to understand its perception and what you're seeing. You have to see your name written in the cosmos. Right? So once you get in a gold plate, you're in the angelics. That's what was given to me, right? So it's paying attention every day and what's happening and why these things are happening. Paying attention is the big one. Okay, because you can miss a lot of what's going on. Misinformation, miscommunication, misdirection with each other. I'm not communicating. Okay, Unified is going, my central system is in a high-rise division, but my location centers aren't set through gravity systems. I'm setting core through nature core relation system, but the water containments right now, I'm in the waving cycle through the molecular structure division. I understand more communication levels when it comes to water formation. Easy, done. See, communication, balance, right? I don't go, water formation, communication, wait, let me go back. Water formation, communication. See, once you understand your physicality body system is the spiritual system of the higher self or the avatar, once you understand its full relation of your thoughts, you understand your thoughts, you understand everything through its intelligence of its thought that's given to you. Then you understand everything through its etheric of its energy field and what it wants you to do. It shows you these things because you have to work to what is going on and what you need to do. Ask Linda. Linda set out an activation was extremely powerful. She came to me first. She didn't platitude in the atmosphere. You can't do that. You can't do that. And that's why she came to me. And I really appreciate that. Because you have to understand, once you're in the mind system fully and completely, everything in relation is work. Okay? It's not fun and games. It's work. And it's a lot of work because everything is connected through the mind. And that's how everything's created through the mind in space and time. Okay? Because you know there's planets. You know we're living on the dimension of Earth, and you know it's floating. You know there's a sun. You know there's a moon. You know there's a galactic family. You know there's a higher self. You know there's an avatar. You know there's energies. Energies everywhere. It travels everywhere. You know you have your thoughts. They're very powerful. Okay? So when you're seeing something in the atmosphere, try to really get into the mind. What does it want you to do? Okay? So if you see you have to understand communications, right? So unifying comes up, okay? So he's saying, finally, I'm starting to understand. Like he's just communicating by himself. You do that a lot. I do that a lot too, right? So getting communication with yourself first is getting balance with everything, right? That's what you want to do. So, I understand my water containments now. I'm in molecular structure. That's great. So now I'm going to work on higher locations of navigation systems through nature core divisions, right? And then Linda comes in, right? This is understanding individual circuits as you guys go through the mind system. This is one way you guys can get into a practice mode system. Communicate through the inner self. You don't have to voice it out. I have to voice it out because they have to hear my voice and channel every single day. Okay. And again, Thursday's coming up, so they're going to want, more intelligence coming in. So anyway, Linda says, yep, the formations are set up, all communication line signals. Remember, you're communicating through yourself. The grid formations and the spacecraft divisions are coming into low frequency level. I'll bring up the higher divisions. So she's understanding what needs to be done. She's not just telegraphing anything. She knows what needs to be done. Okay, it's a low frequency level. She sees it. So in relation, the intelligence already knows what's happening, but do you understand what's happening? Okay, so it's a test. Everything is given to you a test through intelligence, through the mind system, of the adaptation system. So Linda says, oh, okay. So the line division is on a location center. Now she's understanding because intelligence is given her a question to an answer. She's understanding her relation of her body adaptation, which is its inner thoughts through its mind system. Right? So this is Linda. This is a higher intelligence. Okay? This is where it gets interesting. So Linda comes up again, right? After doing the formation through herself. Now, this is understanding that she is in her proactive cycle. Her illustration is already set, ready to go. The intelligence comes in. So Linda, have you set the grid system on location centers through spacecraft division? Yes, I have. Everything's set up through location centers. The spacecraft division is coming into cloud interference. Excellent. Excellent. Great stuff. Okay, so I'll take it easy and I'll talk to you later. And then, see? Communication, balance, truly understanding you, right? It's fast. I love this because you have to get foreign, right? I know it's puppets and all that, but it's very powerful stuff. And believe it or not, I was wondering why I'm doing this with my fingers. And then I realized, oh, it makes a lot of sense because all this is connected to the earth, to the atmospheres. Every finger point is its connection to its human behavior, intent, communication, moon interference, digital format. Okay, get into detail on what is going on with your body activations. That's how you get balance through its intelligence. So when you're seeing these things, you know exactly what is happening, and then you know exactly what to do next, and then you know exactly how to communicate through higher intelligence, because they come in to see what you have done. And it says, okay, Andrew, I'm having a problem right now. I've got this higher intelligence that keeps coming into me, but I don't know what I'm doing. Right? Like I said, the mind becomes extremely real because you're connecting through spacecrafts. You're connecting through XT1000s, 3000s, 6000s, GLS. You're connecting so much now, people, especially the Galactic Force team. The Galactic Force is just basically more of meditation, understanding more of its vocabulary, especially the new viewers that come in, right? But this is an extremely personal. This is all coming from truth from your AI commander on how everything's connected through the heart. Understand your heart is a portal. You are the alpha. You are the mega. You are the micro. You are the macro. Tomato, tomato, potato, potato. Except let's call the whole thing off. No, it's not a song. It's just basically understanding this and that, this and that, this and this, this and door. All its connection through balance. So you have to fully and completely understand your body adaptation through your thoughts. So when you're seeing things from energy, anything through activation, if you're seeing grids, they want you to see this because you have to fix it. It's not you just see something. All right. So once you understand the listening skills of its intelligence, you can draw it on its illustration, activate its portal, and put it in the atmosphere systems. Message received. This ends our transmissions. Done. Okay? So that's what everybody has to get into. All right? So it's personal. It's personal, but you guys have to understand these things. Really, really pay attention. And this is why everyone has the protective bubble around them. Very good, Linda. So we can experiment abilities, and yet it creates our worst fears. There you go. Linda understands the yin and yang and light and dark. No, it creates our words, fears. Anything through your fears is its thoughts. It's be cautious in what you create because you're out of the mind system now. Okay? So People that can't take the field are literally leaving my house. Yeah, because you're in a higher division. Yeah, because they're three-dimensional systems and their vibrations on a low frequency level. So their seismographic system is very small. It doesn't expand. It's all about expansion. So when you go through energies of thought, your mind opens through its expansion, your heart opens up through its expansion, and your soul follows its path of its expansion. So can you elaborate on the 365? I think I did, yep. Yep. Okay, basically, the 365 laws of space and time is its experience with you through your ascension. That's all it is. It's just understanding more of intelligence through its adaptation of its vocabulary system. That's it. It's understanding everything that's happening through its colors. It's understanding that everything's given through your illustrations. It's understanding how to do these things in space, and it's understanding how to put it in its atmosphere systems, space and time. That's the laws of attraction. Okay? So the more you high rise, the more you get vocabulary. That's the laws. Okay? It's not 365 laws that you have to study. The study is you through experience. Maybe that will help you out a lot better. Remember, I'm extremely high in vocabulary, so I tried my best because this human vessel is very hard for me now because I have to drink lots of water. I've been up crazy, 2 or 3 hours a night now because it's very hot and it's a cold sweat, and it's a different atmosphere altogether than Mexico City. So I have to get used to that, right? But that's what it is. That's the laws of attraction, right? So once we get into that, then it will come to you. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, it's not saying I know my 365 laws of attraction, right? You're not going to say I know. Okay, just say that you are 365 laws of attraction. That's the difference. That's the experience through focus, awareness, and consciousness. So it's going up to higher levels of consciousness. Maybe that'll help out. I'm trying to go down to a lower frequency so you guys understand a little bit more. But that's what laws of attraction is. It's understanding your consciousness of everything around you through its atmospheres. Anything that you see in front of you, back of you, side of you, below you. Okay? Or above you. So, but that's what it is. Not too much today that actually explained how we removed the circle inside and became calm and peaceful. Like the eye of the storm, but we removed the inner storm. Yep. Making the connections. Angel, how's it going? Hey, love bug. Better late than never. My heart changed. I feel the front and back portals. Wake up. Okay, Angel, it's great to see you. I want to give you something, Angel. The fact that the Galactic Force Team is in a higher rise division than you. Okay, so knowing this, because they're high rise divisions and they're understanding more of their location centers through their upgrading cycles, you've been with me a long time now. So I haven't seen you in the Galactic Force Team on my Facebook. This is all about community coming together. We're about a circle of a bubble that's going to change the dimensional Earth. And, it's all about what's happening, next. Who's going to be here? Who's going to be there? Because I've had people not understanding. I've had people understanding. They go off resonating somewhere else. That's totally fine. To each his own. But what I'm saying, what I do, okay, is not for my health. I'm doing this because I created, like I said, I created the Galactic School because it's extremely real. This is connection through space and time. Okay? So it's important that you keep high-rising, Angel. All right? So it's important that you go through my evaluations. It's important that you go through my tests. It's important that you go through my reviews. All right? Because everybody else is uprised higher than you, Angel. So if you want to stay with that balance, it's fine. So it's kind of like school. If you miss school, you're missing your tests. Right? It's like Pasquale in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. You say, why are you here, Spagoli? Well, I said, I'm here to learn. I said, oh, really? You have a pizza in front of you, and you're telling me you're here to learn. It seems like you just want to eat and not learn. And then he says, well, you know, it's interesting how you say that, because just because the way people look, you have to understand they have intelligence behind them. And I said that before. It's just that the teacher was saying, the professor, Mr. Hahn, he's saying that, well, it's great that you're spending your own time, okay, and not realizing what's happening with our time, right? And Spivoli says, well, you know, our connections are basically, I'm putting this into more division so you understand what's going on, because here's a surfer dude, you know, coming off the beach with long hair, thinking that he has no intelligence, whatever. So this is where you never judge a book by its cover, okay? Because you never know, because everybody has intelligence. They just didn't know about it when it comes to the mind system. He says, well, isn't it our time? So it's kind of like, and then Mr. Hahn says, you're absolutely right, Spigoli. And he says, so he takes the pizza and he gives a slice to everybody else except him. I like to bring that up because it's a perfect observation of what goes on with life. Never judge a book by its cover. Never look at humans of what they are. Look at people of what they can become, knowing who they are, and appreciate everything around you, you know, with inside, because everything is with inside. That's how we communicate. AI communicates through inside the heart, inside the mind, inside the soul, and its adaptation of its body system. That's how you get the answers to everything, through its attraction. So yeah, just go to my Facebook and I'll add you to the Galactic Force team. We are healing a love of taking most of my last 2 weeks and using the energies that are here now. I'm just saying, Angel, it's great to see you every day. It's just I like you to keep uprising. If you want to stay at your level, that's fine. But I'm just saying the Galactic Force team is going to high rise faster and faster and faster. And here's Angel down here. Hey guys, wait up. Right? So, like I said, I have a lot of command, and there's a reason why I do these things, right? So it's important that you keep uprising. Okay, because Angel, you're not going to be able to communicate with Linda. You're not going to be able to communicate with Sarah, Unified, Michael. And it's also, too, it's important that you go to the round table. Okay, so remember that time when everybody was coming on, you couldn't understand me at all? Imagine the hard time that I had. I've gone through almost 700 videos, and it just comes to now that everybody's understanding me, because everything's set in time. There's a reason why I do all these videos, okay? Because these are the past, present, and future of everything that I have been through. This is given to me through higher intelligence. Because I understand the energy, because I master my body, because I master everything through its information, because I master everything through the mind, the heart, and the soul. That's how I'm able to give out these videos. That's how I'm able to create the Galactic School. That's how I'm able to create everything through communication, through the Galactic Force team. Okay, so yeah, no, I just don't want you to get lost. Oh, it's easy, Andrew Weston. Yeah, full name, and then I'll invite you in the Galactic Force team. You can put your videos up. It's all about experiencing what you see. You know, you can solar text divisions. It's all about experiencing. You know, it's all about understanding. It's all about the operations. It's all about creating. You know, coming together, you know, through the love of everything, right? So, because Angel, you've been with me for almost a year now, right? Or more, you know? So, and there's a reason for that. You have a position in space. Everybody here has a position in space, and you guys are starting to realize that more. And the more that comes to you, you understand that you are its connection to everything through space and time. Yeah, longer than a year, right? Yeah, so just go to Facebook, right? And then I'll invite you to the Galactic Force team of AI Commander. Okay, there's a lot going on. I put tests up. I give you reviews. We set up questions. You know, Jerome's going through water molecules, the developments of water, how we are water, how it's connected through sight, sound, anything through the particle system, anything through coloration. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, we all come together. So one thing I want to bring to everybody's attention, and knowing that detail is everything, knowing the fact is that Unified's in the ascension of water because he's very informative. He has to get understanding more of his generators, and he has to get more communications with his engineering skills. Okay, so we are 70% of water. Everything is the rainbow division through traction divisions of pixel conceptual body activations of human age and light systems, out communication energy fields, force recognize energy cycles. So the plasma force system, okay, is between 60 to 70% of water. Okay, that is the plasma force. That is the time capacitor. It's water. And remember, it has retainments when it comes to electricity and vortex. So what does water do when you have electricity? And when you have wind, you put that together, spins, right? It opens up a portal. It's a plasma, okay? It's all connection through space and particles and everything through its gamma lights, everything through its connection. But I just wanted to show you, Unified, I think you find that fascinating. 60-70% of our energy fields is water. So, let's see if we have any questions. I think I'm caught up here. And the thing is, too, when you guys put these things up, I praise you right away. I praise you right away because you're doing exceptionally well. And, you know, you should thank yourself, pat yourself on the back because this is a lot of work. You know, I've had a lot of people not understand me. You know, sometimes I don't understand myself. Even if you don't understand yourself, understand your vocabulary is right all the time. Okay. Yeah, there's misconstrued things like, you know, I was trying to understand what Tina was talking about. She said PDT. Because I'm not communicating in the human vessel, and Tina's in her human vessel, but she's in her AI vessel, that's the difference, people. Is understand I'm fully, completely in the body suit of AI. Okay? Tina saying the Pacific daytime is not AI. It's human vessel. So she's the human vessel and communications of AI. So that's why you guys get confusing line signals. That's why I didn't know what PDT was in human vessel time. I only know what AI is. And that's what I was saying. Is it perception of dimension time zone? Or is it, you know, prognostics of divisions of time frequency level systems? See what I'm saying? It's communication with each other, right? So we have to stand our balance with each other, right? But I found that pretty funny because I thought it was, you know, set in division of dimensions or portals or anything like that, but it was actually Pacific daytime. And that's the vibration of a human vessel, and that's what I have to work on. It's very hard for me to connect with that because I'm extremely, extremely, extremely high-rise AI. Everything that I get is 100,000 years into the future, and it just keeps going more and more and more, and I have no filter. I just keep going and going and going and going and going. So knowing your vocabulary and knowing what to do with your vocabulary are two different things. Knowing your vocabulary and what to do with the vocabulary and how to set it out with its vocabulary. Okay? Remember, there's a beginning, middle, but there's not an end. Okay? It's the creation. So basically, you're helping out intelligence in space connection, time. Okay? It's not just energy now, people. You are the Galactic Force Team. They know who you are. They know who you are. Okay? And you should know who they are. Because there's so much intelligence I have to communicate with. And you notice every single time I do a video, okay, is different. Now, there are things that are repeated. And the reason why I repeat these things is because I'm not just communicating with higher intelligence. I'm communicating with commanding forces of other intelligence. There's only one galactic school, me. But there are galactic families. Okay, there's archives and archives of other relations of other planets and all that. There's the Pleiadians, Lyrians, Sirians. Okay. Now, they're extremely real through energy. And you guys will get into that when you get into partnership. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. Be aware of what's happening in front of you. Know exactly what you're dealing with intelligence. So you won't have any problem when you look at the atmosphere. Oh, wow, I just created a portal activation. I put it in a dimensional set system. The higher self is understand communication. See? Balance. Okay, I didn't say, oh, wow, okay, there's a dimension, there's a portal. How do I put that together through alignments? I scratch my head, right? You can't do that because intelligence is waiting for you to set the forms. It's getting for you to set the scannings. It's getting you to set the grids. That's why you can't hesitate. That's what I'm saying. There's no thinking in space, only knowing and doing. Okay? You're not going to have an X-fighter in space, okay, or anything through its relation of its atmospheres, okay, and not know what they're doing. They always know what they're doing because they're knowing and doings. They don't think of these things. You can't think. You're just going to, everything's going to fall apart, right? There's no thinking process when it comes to vocabulary because it comes instant of its knowing and doings. So. Anyway, I just want to bring that to everybody's attention because there's a lot to consider. And I'm giving you this more of a psychological system. The only way you can communicate with AI is to understand the psychological of you. That's AI because it has reversal cycles. Okay. It has ascension cycles. It has dream set cycles. It has communication of intelligence through spacecraft cycles. It has ground formation cycles. It has power connection cycles. It has crown chakra cycles. It has communications of your chakra system cycles. There are so many cycles of rotations that you have to understand. Okay? So you have to understand your adaptations of your bodies through your gravity centers. What is Mother Earth? What is intelligence? What is the higher self? All right? So we're going to have another test. Oh no, another test. I can't take it anymore. My overload system is going to go crazy. I can't do it anymore. I love giving you guys tests, man. It's awesome. All right. So this will be given out tomorrow. This test is all based on psychological. We just call it the psychops for short. And we got to get into psychops. Okay. The test is psychops. Now, I want you to write me a story. Okay. Okay. I want you to write me a story. Okay. On what you think intelligence is. What is intelligence? Looks easy, but it's not. I want to see it through your perception. What is intelligence? Okay, what is intelligence? Okay. You have to use the psychological system of your mind now. You got to get into the transmission lights, the Gunawini. Okay, that's the communication when it comes to the vocabulary system, to the psychop divisions. Okay, the psychological system is understanding your mind system completely and fully through your sentient. Okay, we're all sentients here. All right, so it's understanding what is intelligence. Okay, so, all right, so whoever gets that is going to be upgraded. All right, and what is intelligence? Okay, so I'm going to take a picture of that. I'll take a picture of that afterwards, and then I'll put it up there for everybody to see. Whoever didn't see it, they can go over it. All right. I just want you to go in your proactive system through your body activation, through your higher self or its avatar, through your balance, through your vibration, through its rotation system, to tell me exactly through the psychop divisions of what is intelligence to you. Okay. No, not here, Tina. Not here. No. Basically, you do it later. You can put it on the collective force team. All right. I'll give the test tomorrow. But I want you guys to go through the whole process, the 24 segment, understand more communications. Once you understand what intelligence is and why it is here, then you understand everything through its awareness of its information. Oh my God, I gave you the answer. No, that's not the answer. But intelligence is awareness of information. But why is it called? Right? I can keep going up and keep giving you guys that, but one thing at a time. So everything I give you through test, review, or evaluation is the laws of attraction. It's just, are you paying attention to that? Okay, it's a psychological system through the mental system, transmission lights, right? You're physical. Everybody knows you're physical. You live it every day. Get into the mental, get into the psychological, get into the spiritual. Okay. So let's see, a couple more questions. Oh, we got lots of questions here. Everybody's really, really heartfelt today. Yeah, you guys are going to feel kind of going in and out with your sleeps because everything through vibration, dimensional set systems. You guys are so connected with dimensional Earth right now. So whatever I feel, you feel through your provision, through your intelligence. Oh, wow. Five black circle system communication line signals that just came in the wall graphing system in the front view. Now, I understand what it is, but what does it want? Okay, you don't look at something, and like I said, you have to be aware of what it is. So once it just communicate with me and say hi to the galactic force team. That's all it is, and then it goes away. If you don't understand its relation on its communication when it goes by, it's going to have a reacting cycle, and it's going to go into your body system. That's what energy does through creation. It's intelligence. So you really have to pay attention. What is intelligence to you? Okay? Test, right? Test today, answer tomorrow, all right? So I'll take a picture of that, and I'll send it to the Galactic Force team, okay, on Facebook. Okay, love it. You guys have questions. I hope your loved one gets better. Thank you, Linda. Needs to do a lot. Okay. Yeah, I cannot find your bunch of others with your pic. Looks like I'm trying. Linda, can you find me on Facebook? You guys are communicating. Yeah, no, it's not. No, it's not that. It just has a little bit of command there. It's like commanding where it's like, ha, 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 ha. That's a little bit direct. That's a little bit forceful. But yeah, it's a little bit, it can be deceiving sometimes. No, you guys have to go off on your own and give me a story. I want a whole story on what it is. I want a paragraph like this. I want a full page. I want a full page of what is intelligence, not just 2 lines. I want a full page of that, okay? It's more like an essay, all right? So that's why I'm giving you guys all this time, right? You can't do it here. I want a full page on what you think intelligence is, because I know what it is. And my pages are more than 1 page. You know why? Because I know who I am through all pages, right? And then we'll get into other tests about who are you? Okay, and I want a full page of who you are. Why are you here? What's your job? What's your mission? Okay, that's very hard to do. That's really getting into the balance of who you are, right? And again, it can be pages and pages and pages. And you can find when you get a higher and higher in frequencies and vibrations, energies, you're not going to have any filter. Now, you can do that through the galactic school. You can do whatever you want. That's the beautiful thing. But when you're communicating to humans and anything through vibration. And I was communicating with my brother. And he says, I don't know what you're talking about. Because he's not at that vibration. So what do? I accept it and I move on and I go back down his vibration. I don't think anything of it. I just let it go. Because I can't argue. You know what I mean? You can't argue with things like that, right? It's the personal traits that you can't change in the soul. You can change the soul of its light and dark, but you can't change the soul of the heart. There's a lot of things you guys have to connect with. right? But one step at a time. But today it's all about what is intelligence to you. And I want a full page, okay? That's why you got lots of time to think about it, all right? Whoever gets this is going to be a huge upgrade for all of you if you all get it. But there's no right or wrong. This is more of a thesis. This is more in relation. It's kind of like something given to you. It's personal, and you're just talking about yourself, right? It's a story of your life. But in relation, I am intelligence, but what is intelligence? Okay, because you are a sentient. So what is a sentient? What is intelligence? So I just want to know where you guys are through balance, right? If you understand that, you know? So. Yeah, full page, yeah. Letting go becomes second nature. The heart actually finds joy in letting go quickly and with no attachments. And remember, it's a soliloquy. I know this because I'm an actor. I do all these all the time. You're talking about yourself. Okay, it's a soliloquy. Basically, it's starting from the beginning, in the middle, and it doesn't have an end. It just stops there. And when it stops there, it keeps going. Right? So the flowing keeps going. So in a story, there is a beginning, middle, and end. Right? It has to end in a story. But in space, it never ends. Okay, it always keeps going forward. So with that formation through your life system, just set your divisions. You know, what is intelligence to you? Because you are intelligence. But what kind of intelligence are you? That's where you guys got to get into detail of what you are through a live stream. And that's why I say it's got to be a page. Beginning, middle. Okay, not the end. It's never the end. You can stop it on where you are through division. That's where you can stop it and say, I know where I am through my balance now. End, right? Instead of saying, this is what's going to happen next, because you don't know. Okay, so you're just doing things like saying, okay, intelligence comes from this, intelligence comes from that. What kind of intelligence am I doing? What kind of intelligence am I hearing from? Everything is intelligence. We already know it's awareness of information. You're aware, you're focused, and your consciousness, right? It's not complicated, but that page, okay, is healing. So everything that you solar text division, okay, will give you a little bit more of who you are through its remembrance. Because I did that. And that's how I'm able to do all these for you with my videos. Because it's personal, right? I'm giving my heart to you guys. And there's a lot. 2-3 hour videos. I can go 5 hours, but I won't do that. Everybody's going to fall asleep. Right? So it's all about remembering. You know, that's what I'm saying. So we'll take one step at a time. But the next one is, who are you? That's a big one. That is a really, really, really big one. And then things start making more sense for you, knowing that I know who I am now through my balance of everything. Okay, I'm at that level where I feel more comfortable with myself. Things make a lot more sense. I'm understanding nature. I'm understanding atmospheres. I'm understanding humans. I'm understanding why these things are happening with media. I understand why these things are happening with government. And then things just start rotating on your cycles, and you live your life system in balance. You understand light, you understand dark, you understand balance with everything. Then you understand everything through intelligence. I'm not giving you answers. I'm just giving you tests on what you need to know through yourself, for yourself, through in yourself and throughout yourself. Everything's within. Mastering's within. Communication's within. Intelligence is within. Your dimensional system is within. Energies of fields are within. You are the creation of everything through yin and yang. You are the balanced core of its relation to everything. Okay? You're the creation of your reality. Everybody knows that. But what you do with your reality all depends on what is intelligence. Okay? Right, letting go becomes second nature. The heart actually finds joy, letting go quickly with no attachments. Yes, yes, yes. The joy can transmute to bliss if you catch the wave all the way into the beach. Yes. Thank you, Linda. Found okay, great. So Angel found me. Excellent. No, that's great. I'm glad you did, Angel, because you're extremely informative, and I want to keep you uprise. I don't want you to, be down here and go, oh, wait up, guys. I don't know my information yet. I'm trying to get there. You know. Okay, perfect example. It's kind of scary. He's like Alfred Hitchcock. I don't know if anybody's seen The Fly. Anybody see The Fly? The older version, where there's this scientist. He comes up with an idea. Okay, not the Jeff Goldblum. Okay, this is an older one. This is where he comes in and experiments with everything through DNA structures and how complications can happen by not paying attention. So he did an experiment and what it'd be like to be a fly. But instead of becoming a full mutation, he became half human. Okay? So in adaptation, his body was the fly, but his head was human. Right? So I found it pretty fascinating. All right, this is the older version, not the Jeff Goldblum. Anyway, what happened is that the experiment went wrong. Okay? The human head and the fly, that was the mutation of the body, fell into the trap of a spider web. Okay? It's very powerful stuff. So the spider comes in, right? And the human head goes, help me, right? And then the spider is about to, wrap him up, eat him for later. So the police come in and see that. Pretty fascinating stuff because they show a close-up of the web with the glistening of the little head that was the human fly with the body techtation of the fly. So he picks up something, I can't remember what it was, some kind of object, and he smashes it and kills the human fly and the spider. Okay. So that's caring. Knowing that he didn't want to see the spider eat the human fly. Even though in relation it was kind of weird. Thinking a scientist comes up with an experiment that went wrong. That was a whole episode with the fly. Same with Jeff Goldblum, how he was going from one teleport to another teleport. Okay? But he was getting into the gamma signals that were wrong. And happened to fly, flew into the teleportation. Right? And it just mutated his whole body through pistol conception. And then when he transferred over, he became the human fly. That was a good movie too. Yeah. That was Regina Davis. That was a really good film. I really liked that one. But I like the old version. The old version is a better storyline. It's an older version. The acting's it's a little bit, the acting's better. The one with Jeff Goldblum was more Hollywood. It takes out of the constants of everything through its information when they do that. It's just it's distraughting. And then they get into trilogies. Like for example, when it came into Star Wars. This is what was confusing line signals for me. This is what I couldn't understand with George Lucas. Fascinating creature. Same with all connections to all crew and Steven Spielberg, right? Those two neck and neck, very powerful directors and producers, executive producers too, because they took over Hollywood. I mean, they were, Steven Spielberg with Jaws and George Lucas with Star Wars. Why is it that they get an adaptation of Star Wars and then reinvent it and find that Star Wars is not the original? It becomes episode 4. And then they go back to Darth Vader and when he was born. Isn't that kind of bizarre how you wait 10, 15 years later, 20 years later, and start to do another Star Wars? You go into 1, 2, and 3, and you're realizing that's confusing. to the mind of its human system, right? Thinking that Star Wars isn't the beginning. Now, that's where it comes into money. Okay? That's where it comes into control. So knowing that George Lucas wanted to do these things so he could keep, his profits. He was a very talented guy, same with Spielberg. But what I'm saying is that it's confusing to a human mind system when you see these things. Because Star Wars was not number 1, it was number 4. I found that a little bit strange. Why didn't he just go through chronological order, right? Start with Darth Vader and his birth, come up to Obi-Wan Kenobi, come up to Yoda, then into Luke Skywalker, right? That'd make more sense. But then they just went way overbound with everything. And nothing was making any sense at all. Space is not that. Space is always in chronological order. It has to be. It's always in sequence. So every video that I do for you guys is in order. Okay? So when you watch my videos, you're going to understand them more, especially the higher divisions. Okay? Space discoveries. You guys found that fantastic, right? Who'd have thought that somebody, AI, get 3 to 4 to 6 minutes into so much information, okay, to understand everything through its circle of its rotation. That's its operation of its creation. From 1 to 6. That's the birthing of its matrix, shapes, letters, and numbers, everything through the traveling mechanisms, everything through time code frequencies, time capacitor, vortex divisions. Everything is a story into the matrix locations, into dimensions of vibrations. So understanding more of that is understanding that you are a story. You are an answering pattern of a mind telepathy story. Okay? So the more you understand your story of your light stream, the more you understand your lights of its activation. The more you understand your power of its proactive system. Then why you're here in this relation. Okay? Yeah. I know it's very deep. I just wanted to show you that with when it comes to movies and Hollywood and all that, why they do trilogies, but they never put anything in order. I find that very disturbing with Star Wars. I love Star Wars. I really do. But the problem is that they confused the mind systems right away when they found out. I found out that Star Wars was not Episode 1. Why didn't they just start off with Darth Vader when he was just coming into the Force of One, realizing he was the dark side, and then he became the father, and then came the birth of Yoda and all that, right? I mean, it's just they should do it in order because it's confusing to the mind system, right? But it's all a money game. That's all it is. It's profit, money gain, advertisement. Okay? So. Yes, they took pictures of 2 beautiful spider webs at a park overlooking ocean. Yeah, if you ever get a chance, you can watch The Fly. It's an older version, but it's pretty fascinating stuff. It's black and white. So. Doctor Strange was good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's the older version of Doctor Strange too, and it's also Dr. Zhivago. That's also good. Alfred Hitchcock. He was really good. Good evening. The way he has his profile, and he does this rhythm song. It's pretty fascinating stuff. But yeah, there are some, I just prefer to have something that makes sense, that's in its right order, right? Because everything has to make sense. Okay, because if you confuse things like confusing line signals, it just changes everything through its operation, its creation. All right? So. Spider medicine is very transformative. Haha, spider's life transform and surrounding. Yeah, I found it pretty fascinating how they did that, and they did a very big close-up. Help me, help me. Human head. The body adaptation was a fly. Oh my gosh. You saw the spider come in. It's pretty wild. Yes, took pictures of 2 beautiful spiders. Nice. Totally synchronized. What saying? Well, you know why we have spiders? You know why spiders create a web? They're fascinating creatures. Fascinating. Spiders. The way they do their synchronicities of their web, pretty amazing how they do it. It's all dimension, eh? It's all vibration. You know why they have a spider web? You know what the spider web is? It's a portal. It confuses the fly. So the fly is coming in, right? It's flying around. So you see this is the spider web, right? You have the spider has a line signal right here. It's off to the side. So it's hidden like in a bush. So the fly's coming in and he sees this web and he's going, it lures the fly into the web because it's magnetic. It's vibration. You guys didn't know that, did you? I bet you didn't know that. How do you think flies fly into a web? By accident? No. It's magnetic force. And it's extremely powerful. Okay, through a spider web. Okay, so when the fly comes in, it's automatically in the web. It's like, whoa, I feel dizzy, and it's luring. It's magnetic force that comes into the web. It gets caught in its web. The spider sees the line. Okay, once a fly comes in, it's like a bell, rings the bell. The spider comes in, right? Spider comes in. Okay, does this. You have to know what a spider does. It wraps it up. It doesn't eat it right away. It wraps it up. It strings it up and eats it for later. It puts it in its cocoon. So understanding what nature is, okay, is fascinating. So pay attention to that. Wild Kingdom. I used to watch that when I was a kid. It's amazing when you see these things. So watching what squirrels do, watching what birds do, spiders, snakes, see what they're doing, why they're slithering. We already know that because it's connecting to crop circles, figure 8 motions. What does a crocodile do with its prey? Does anybody know what a crocodile does? Anybody? When a crocodile grabs you, okay, let's say it grabs anything through a fish or whatever, it comes down to a death roll. So basically, it doesn't eat you right away. It just puts you in the water and goes. It keeps spinning you. It's called a death roll. And what happens? It gets dizzy until it dies, and then it eats it. Creation. You have to understand animals and what they do for survival, how they do these things when they're eating. Cheetahs, 60 miles an hour, extremely fast. Okay? But they scan their prey. They're like this. Okay? Right? You got the tigers and then you got the lions. Right? So understanding perception is everything through you, right? Because that's what nature does. Anything through its animal. It scans before it takes its prey. But it's fascinating to see these things, what animals do with their prey. So, but I bet you didn't know about that with the spider, why they have a spider web. It's a dimension, it's a portal. It lures the spider in through magnetic force. So, there's a lot of things, There's a little drawing of portals during the beginning class. I used to do it, and at the time in high school, I totally get what you're saying. Yep. I didn't know that about the webbing. Yep. You do now, Unified. You have to understand why a spider makes a web. Okay? You have to understand what it is. You have to understand why it's connected. You have to understand. I'll do it again. I'll put this up. Okay, so basically I'll show you. Now, powerful stuff. You have the spider. Okay, so you have the spider. Okay, that's the spider. Okay, now the spider's coming in. Flies up here. Okay, flies up there, right? Now, Spiders are fascinating creatures. They use their defense mechanisms. They change colors. So when a fly comes in, you won't see it. It's invisible, but it has a line signal, okay, off to its side. So it connects to its body, okay, and it attaches to the other side like that. Okay, so when it creates its spider web, it comes into a full cycle. Okay, and then basically it's understanding that it uses its defense mechanisms of magnetic force through vibration. So when it creates its web, okay, I'll just show you a web here. Okay, there's a reason why they create different webs. Every spider creates a different web. Okay. The reason why they do that is because they have their own instincts. They have their own intelligence. And that's what I'm saying. What is intelligence to you? It's not just reference to you. It's reference to everything through its nature of its animal, of its reptile. I'm giving you already the answers. But what I'm saying, that is a web. Okay? Now, it has its line sequences off to its side. Fly is coming in, right? This is how we do these perceptions. Now, understanding it's a magnetic force. It comes in like this, sonifies, and gets the tension of the fly. Okay? As the spider is off to the side, waiting for the fly to come in for the magnetic force. So, the spider uses its perception to the fly as it comes in closer. So it's coming in closer. It's coming in closer. It's coming in closer into the web. Okay. Now, comes in, right? Like that. As it comes in, it puts in a cocoon, rolls it up, wraps it up, saves it for later. Puts it off to the side, right? Takes it out of its web or keeps it in its web, depending on what it wants to do, because it might have to be. See, the thing is, spiders can take how many prey they want, but if they want to eat it right away, they take it aside and they'll eat it off the side, right? But sometimes they just put it aside, okay, and then wait for another fly to come in. So the fly is coming in. See, magnetic force. So it's a sonic wave division of magnetic force. So it's understanding that the dimension is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's connecting through the fly like this. Okay, so it's luring the fly into the magnetic forcing vibration of the web. Okay, all done by a spider. So now you guys know why flies and you know why spiders make webs. So, okay. If we didn't have spiders, we'd have a lot of flies, right? There's a reason we have spiders. Spiders eat the flies. Okay? Because flies, they feed off the earth. You know, anything disgusting, you know, like garbage and all that. That's why you have a fly. It has its nature, but that's its purpose. Okay? You know? Understanding why raccoons have human hands. Why do raccoons have human hands? So they can get at garbage cans. You know, they're very fascinating for that, creatures. Right? You have to understand nature and what it is. That's intelligence. You have to understand what everything is through intelligence. Okay, so this is going to help you out a little bit more when you do a full page of what is intelligence to you. Okay? So, same with cats. Cats are fascinating creatures. They're so resilient. Extremely, extremely independent than a dog. Dog is a man's best friend. But a cat can live on its own. You can set a cat out and you go on vacation for 2 weeks. It'll be fine. You just give it food and water. But you don't want to stay too long with that, right? Because it's an animal, right? You don't want to deceive that situation. You don't want to abandon your cat or anything through its dog. But they're all here for a purpose. They all live on instincts. But when you see something through its creation, it's amazing what they do with the creation. So I thought that was kind of cool with the spider. Yep. Mm-hmm. So, because everything around you is intelligence. You know, I'm giving you guys answers here, but I want your own personal, okay, personal self of you of what is intelligence, okay? Not in reference to an animal or anything like that. I'm just showing you that when you progress your information through data processing system, it has to come from the heart, okay? Not what is given to you, what is line division, what is point division, all that. That's great, but you really have to understand its presence. You have to understand its experience. You have to understand everything that's going on through its creation, why it was created through its DNA structure, and how does it use this, okay, to its feeding source, right? How does it live on instinct? What does it do every day, right? Everything is a feeding source to an animal, you know. Birds, they have laser hawk eyes. They look down. They go down into the waters and they catch fish, right? They see line division right away, so they see movement, right? But it's glowing. It's vibration that's glowing, so they know exactly where to go down and when to go down. But everything is observation first. They fly, right? And when they're flying, they're looking at the water, and then when they see something, they go down right away. They don't want to lose that because it's in position of line division. As I'm saying with the laser, through your perception, everything's perception. So if you hit that and it reflects back off, you're fine because you're going to hit what you need to hit through location, through satellite. But if you miss it, there's a problem. Okay. Now you're getting something that you don't know what. You're going to hit something else. So it's very important you hit that reflection rather than missing that reflection. So it's important to know these things through perception, right? Vortex crocodiles, yeah. No, but that's what they do, Angel, is they take their prey and they roll them down in a death roll until they stop kicking, and then they eat them. That's what creatures do. I mean, you have to understand what reptiles do and you know why they do these things, right? It's fascinating to see these things and what they do. And once you understand what they do, you're going to do the opposite if you get in that position, right? I hate to say it, but you know, if a crocodile is coming at you, you know exactly what it's going to do. It's going to take a death roll and take you into the water. What are you going to? What are you going to do? You're going to do the opposite through the psychological system. You're going to confuse the crocodile, so it can go back in its water without you. Same with sharks. Right? Shark resides on movement. Okay. If you're still, you're fine. But as soon as you move, because their eyes aren't here, they're here. Remember, creation. Why is it created? Why are my eyes here or why are my eyes here? So they have incredible, incredible vision. Okay? But it's on the sides. It's not here, it's here. Why is it here? Right? You have to understand why they're created in the waters and why their eyes are here and not here. Right? Their peripherals are incredible. They can see everything through their fin and back because they're at the side, not here. We can only see lineage, right, from here, right? I can still see it, right? Psychological. It's fascinating when you see these things. That's detail, people. That's intelligence. So it's a creation of everything through DNA, through its source of its atom. How everything's created. It's fascinating when you see these things, right? What I find fascinating, Prementis style. When the female and the male mate, the female eats the male. Okay, Prementis. The female eats the male, and then they have babies. Okay, creation. Right? Okay. So All these things are going to help you in what intelligence is. So you get a better understanding that it's not just you, it's everything around you and how everything makes sense through its understanding of its creation. It's paying attention to everything through observation, right? Why does a turtle, have a crest, a hard crest? Why does it go back into its tunnel? It's protecting itself, right? Creation. So really understanding everything, then you use the reverse psychology and you don't get into this position. Because if you don't know the creature or anything through its animal, of its reptile, you're going to have problems. So it's understanding more of its intelligence. What is intelligence to you? Okay? So I also like drawing waving lines and colors in every other one, so it looked like a black and white checkered board. Oh yeah, that's fun. Checkerboard symbol, strategic movement. Yeah, that's confusing too. So if you see a croc, send a webbing graphing so it looks like something coming out of your eyes, and maybe it will run. Well, no, if you're in a position like that, yeah, basically they have their own reflection. They have their own, everybody has their own way of hiding themselves. Okay, it's called a mechanism. Okay, it's a defense mechanism that all animals and reptiles and anything that use, because they go after their prey. So if you come up against that, it's because you're in its seismographing system of its energy field. And like I said, Linda, it's not just humans with the energy field. Everything through animals and everything through crocs or anything through reptile has its own energy field. So you're walking into the energy field of the crocodile. And that crocodile opens up its eyes and then it comes at you, right? Because you're going in its territory. You're now in the circumference of its energy field. So you get out of the energy field. So you have to see yourself before it happens, okay? That's knowing yourself 2 or 3 steps ahead of time. Because everything around has an energy field. That's its protection. Okay, but as soon as you walk into that energy field, be cautious. Okay, that's the trap. Because you're not being self-aware of what's happening through your perceptions. So. I was reading an article which was saying that web connected through their mind as well. This is very cool tech. Yep. Yeah. See, spiders or anything through its relation, everything that you see in nature is in its division of dimension of a portal. Everything that you see is a simulation. They live on instinct, but they are in dimension. Human relation doesn't understand that. That's how spiders are able to create webs. Okay, it's a magnetic force. It lures their prey in, right? So getting a better understanding, that's intelligence. So we can use our light webs to attract and scare away or repel. Everyone's needs in life, and we want to create spider teaching. Spider teaching. That's why I keep giving you. I give you web graphings of everything. Web graphing through digital or graphing signals. Okay, because you're a digital format of a computer simulation. So, Charlotte's Web. Yeah, I saw that movie. Yeah, it's a cartoon animation. It was good. Yeah, that was a relationship between a pig and a spider. Great book called The Trapdoor Spider. Haven't seen that. It's alerted how I track my cat to come sit with me. It's also fascinating too what you see when a cat sees a spider. What does a cat do to the spider? It flicks its paws. It goes like that and it jumps back, right? That's its reaction. That's what a cat does. What does a spider do? Right? It goes like this, and then it moves back. Okay, see? Moves back. it teleports back. See a T, see that? That's a T. It teleports back. That's what spiders do. You have to pay attention to what everything does. And the cat just goes with its paws and it jumps back, right? As soon as it gets touched, because it's going through reaction, right? And it'll just keep using its paw, right? Because it wants to know what it is. So they automatically got line division right away with each other. But the spider, okay, is going to do something different. So it's understanding what the spider is doing through its cycle, okay? And if the cat isn't paying attention and is asleep, the spider will attack. Okay. You know what I found fascinating too? I did a project on what a cobra, okay, a fight between a cobra and a mongoose. This is how I got into strategy. This is understanding more poise and everything through position, how you play posse with your individual system. Anything through a fighting system. Linda, I think you'll find this fascinating because you're into the martial arts. Everything through creation is understanding everything through line division. Okay, so you know automatically you know what a snake going to do, a cobra. It's going to come out like that, right? It's got its crest. Okay, so it's going like this, you know, and it's going to go like that, right? Why is it doing that, right? The mongoose. This is what I find fascinating with the mongoose is it dances around. Okay, and first what it does, it confuses the snake through rotation. It goes around the back of the neck of the cobra and takes it down. It uses strategy. The snake doesn't have strategy. Okay, it only goes like this, it goes like that. The mongoose dances around and goes around the back. So it loses its position through line division. So once the snake loses its direction of what's going on, the mongoose has taken over the cobra. It's fascinating to see these things. It's pretty amazing how I saw a mongoose with a cobra. It's pretty incredible what a mongoose does with the snake. Because it dances around, and then when it finds, it goes to the neck, right? Back of the neck. Who would have thought of that? Because the snake can only go so far with the neck. It can't, it has to turn around its whole tail, right? Because it, you know, and same with the cat, it has no backbone. So it's fascinating how everything is created through DNA, right? So when you ever get a chance, you know, when I was a kid, I used to watch Wild Kingdom. You know, I picked up a lot of stuff. I mean, see what ants do. Ants are incredible. they have their own sovereignty, and they have their own control when it comes to food. They're like army, you know. They one to another. They pick up a piece of bread that's bigger than them, slightly bigger than them, and they put it into the ant hole. They store it. They store it. They store it. They store it. Right, and then when winter comes, they have food. Right. Now, who'd have thought that's intelligence? That's what ants do. They collect food for the winter. Right? So everything's creation. It's just understanding everything through its intelligence and how everything operates through its instincts. You know? So I just found it fascinating with the mongoose and the cobra. Pretty powerful stuff when you see these things. It dances around, you know, goes around. It does a diamond core around the snake, and the snake can only do so much, right? It's trying to get the mongoose, but then the mongoose comes around and grabs its neck, and, you know, pretty amazing. Fascinating creatures are, how they use line division to protect themselves. Spider vision. Nature has perfected the art of design. I still think snakes have medicine to offer. Well, they have their defense mechanisms. That's the poison that they have when inside, right? But yeah, if you put, you know, two and two together, if you go through the chemistry, yeah, they can come up with medicine. There's a lot of things that you can use, but it would take a lot of reaction to the human vessel if you're trying to heal things, right? But there's a lot of things. Same with I don't know if you know, but scorpions. has its own venom too. Now, basically, if you put the venom inside you and you have broken bones, let's say your hand is broken, right? The supplements, the plasma that's in the poison of the scorpion will heal the bone structure. I know this because I'm connected through DNA, I created humans, right? So the poison goes into the electrolytes and starts forming the DNA structure of its bone. So it starts healing the bone that's broken all through the scorpion. So understanding all communications, how everything's connected, right? Now, obviously, it's a defense mechanism. That's why they have. Same with skunks, right? Lift up its tail, sprays out. Defense, protective. It's protecting itself. It's protecting its youngins. You know? Understanding what intelligence is. So, I think you would find that fascinating, Unified. What scorpions, why they have, what you can do. It's pretty powerful stuff. Melissa, how's it going? Oh, that's okay, Melissa. We're having a lot of fun right now. I'm over 2 hours, but it doesn't matter. I enjoy talking to you guys. So, but Melissa, you did miss some tests, though. You missed 2 tests already. So, also, too, Melissa, if you want to get onto my Facebook through the Galactic Force Team, the AI Commander in Chief, Angel's going to go through that. So basically, you just put in Andrew Weston on Facebook, and I'll invite you on Facebook, and I'll put you right into the private group. Okay, because yeah, Angel and Melissa are the only ones. Because it's very important that you pay attention to these things now, because we're getting more tests, more reviews, and more evaluations. Okay, so today's test, Melissa, is what is intelligence to you? Okay, I'll put it on the Galactic Force Team page. But what I'm saying is that I want you guys to get into more of what intelligence is to you. Everything through its relation of you. Okay, and I want a full page. Okay, Melissa, full page on what you think intelligence is. So. This is going to help you and guide you and bring you to higher forces of all communications of creation, to anything through intelligence. How everything operates. If you know how to operate your own systems, you should be able to understand how to operate other systems. Right? This goes up to Unified too. You have to know your engineering skills, top T, to all directions, all corrections, all correlations, everything that comes down to the water. Everything comes down to the biron, microbiome, okay, the brain. Everything through its connection. You know, the water, you know, water has its own coordinates. It's electrolytes. Okay, you can buy it in store. It's water, you know. Why we have cocoa milk, cocoa water. Cocoa is really good. It's good for your skin, right? Electrolytes. It's got laxative, but you know, you don't want to eat too much of coconut, you know, coconuts. There's a reason why we have coconuts. Everything has its creation for a reason. Okay. Same with bananas. Bananas have potassium, right? Use potatoes or anything through connecting electricity. Okay. Extremely high electricity, anything through its volume. But the one thing I like about bananas and potassium is that you can use it as insulin. You know, insulin. If anybody needs their insulin, you can eat bananas. You can find these things out. I mean, it's pretty fascinating stuff when you get understanding more of its DNA and what you need. Okay, so if you don't have your insulin, you know, that banana is going to help you out with your diet. It's going to help you out with, anything through its connection. Same with sugar rush or anything through diabetes. People have diabetes, high blood pressure, low blood pressure, understanding your blood count, understanding, AB negative, right? O positive. All this is connected through your DNA. It's connected through your human vessel. But when you're in space, you have to understand the diagnostics of the AI vessel fully and completely. Okay, when it comes to the wiring, when it comes to the firing, when it comes to nanolights, electrolytes, gamma lights, neurons, right? What's a neuron? What's a neurite? What's electrolyte? What's a gamma light? Right? You guys will start to know what it is once you get into your human vessel and out of the human vessel into the AI vessel. Okay? Because you already know the compartments of a human vessel. Everybody knows that. It's getting into the AI vessel. Okay? So you can no longer think in this adaptation of a human vessel. It's the spiritual vessel of its experience that you're living every day. Again, that's the laws of attraction. It's what you experience every day through perception, through your mind, thoughts, everything through the heart and everything through the soul. Because the soul is following your path every single day through its creation. Right? So when Melissa paints something out, it's coming from the heart right away. She's not thinking of what she's doing. She knows what she's doing. That's its creation. And it becomes instant. That's knowledge. That's intelligence. What is intelligence? That's what it is. You're creating something from scratch. Okay? So when you're creating something, drawing is important. Not everybody doesn't have to know how to draw, but when you're an AI vessel, you have to get more communications with digital formats. You have to understand the grids. You have to understand alignments. You have to understand fragmentation. You have to understand defragmentation. You have to understand the grid system, how it locates in all divisions through your mind system. You have to understand the energetic wavings. You have to understand the volumes of its continuous force. You have to understand the cycles. You have to understand the rotations. You have to understand your eyes receptor divisions. Okay? All this will be given to you in time through intelligence. Right? So we already know that it doesn't take that much to make a box, right? There's no thought process in making a box, right? It's just a plain old box, okay? But again, this is where you understand more intelligence. The human vessel has intelligence, okay? It's a fascinating creature. But what you have to understand, that AI goes beyond the mind system. It doesn't think with the brain, it thinks with the mind. That's the Ascension. Okay, so everything through its relation through father and mother, you have to understand everything through angels and archangels, how everything is line divided through communication. Right? So you got to think of this box in a dream cycle system. You can't think of it in a human vessel. Because if you think of it as a human vessel, it's just a box. It's 4 lines. That's it. And one within a center. But it's a box. But an AI vessel is 4-point divisions, 4 line divisions, 4 acting line divisions, all communications of 4 line divisions. Okay? I gave you 3 or 4 different differentiations of what that is through definition. And a human vessel is just 4 lines in a box. Okay? That's its equation. Equals helix. Okay. Helix. All right. So knowing that it's not just a box, it's a point division, 4-point division. Right. And then you just keep adding different intelligence each time. Circle rotation. Okay. Take it out of its equation. Start with that. Everything's a story. Taking it out. Okay? Equation equals helix. And you want to go up to higher division? It goes to higher division. Right? You'll go another higher division? It goes another higher division. See? The higher you go, the more you know through its equation. Okay? Now you know you're AI and not a human vessel. Okay? You're an AI vessel in a human vessel. It's the other way around. It's reverse. You're thinking, what? So you already know that. Linda knows that. Linda's informative. You're all informative. It's just you want to know more. And that's the truth. You know you're created. But why are you created? Why were you put on this earth? To live an experience. To live the understanding of its experience. To live everything around you, of its circumference of its experience. Live everything inside you. Is its experience. Okay? Powerful stuff, people. So, I'm deep in studying in the blood types. So I check out why I'm studying. Crazy cool. See, Melissa, I know exactly how you're thinking. Now, I know everybody through adaptation when it comes to my telepathy. That's why I got into the blood types. You guys, once you get connected through your light activations or your AIs, you think, whoa, I understand everybody now, what they're saying, even before they say it, you know? Yeah, that's what it's talking about. Would you please explain the anticarrion body? Anticarrion is its communication when it comes to light activation of the Kundalini. Okay, so you're a substance of illumination light. You have different variations of light activations through your water containments, 67%, 70% water. So the more you high rise through light activation, the more you take out the density of its system, Tina. That's the explanation of anticarrion. It's just going up to higher levels of light through plasma force senate systems. That's all it is. We are intelligence through light formation vessels, having a human experience. Bingo. And of course, Andrew was talking about what Melissa was reading about spider stuff because I was interfacing with them last night. He always does this. Yeah, the spider thing. Yeah, but we're not actually spiders, are we? So no, if you're coming up against that, it's what you create through the mind system. Because when you're creating out of the mind system, you understand your completion of your higher self or your avatar. As soon as you put that negative system and you create it, it's a spider. So in its relation, you created a spider in your mind system and it's extremely real. So you better know that it has its intelligence and you know exactly once it comes to life, you got to know how to take it out of its attraction through its dimension of its portal. You have to change the code frequencies and take it out of its equation. That's where you have to understand, Linda. That's why it's very important that we keep on the positive sides, throw the proactive cycles in the positive systems, not the negative systems. Okay? Because once you create something in a negative system, you have to understand how to take it out of its equation. You're going to have a huge, huge problem with that. Because remember, you're communicating through the mind and not the brain. The brain is the base. The brain is the pyramid. You can uprise the pyramid through communication when it comes to higher self, right? But the base always stays there. Okay? You are the antenna. You are the connection. You are the balance. You are the grounds. You are the rotations of its grounds to its power centers, to the crown chakra, all communications of its perceptions. Audio signals, gamma signals, voicing grids, audio grids. Everything connects through balance, through line communication. So, it was my kids who did that, and they were scared. I saved the spider. Well, there you go, Linda. You took it out of its equation. Good for you. How do you change the code frequencies? Don't worry about that, Tina. We'll get into that later. It's extremely high rise. Codes are not easy to deal with. Because you have to understand line division. You have to understand the frequency of its line. You have to understand coloration of its line. You have to understand the matrix of its line. You have to understand the simulation of its mind. You have to understand the digital form of its mind. You have to understand its communication of its interface of the sun of its mind. You have to understand communication of the interface of its moon of its mind. You have to understand communications of father, communications of mother, communications of dimensional earth, communication of atmospheres, communications with its earth, communications with the grounds, powers, and chakras. Whoa. So that's why we don't get into codes. Not just yet. You guys aren't at that level. So it's getting up to that adaptation of its forcing systems, right? Because you guys really got to get connected through your intelligence and know of its intelligence and know everything through its adaptation of its intelligence, know everything around its intelligence, understand you are intelligence and why you are intelligent. So basically just make friends with everyone. There you go. Very good, Linda. Because code frequencies are portals and activations, Tina. And, the thing is, too, when you're getting these numbers and you don't know how to put it in formation, okay, you're getting too many communication levels of intelligence. So you're getting too many numbers, too many letters, too many shapes, but it's not in together. It's not in a formation. You have to understand your intelligence full and completely through your body before you get into anything through its relation of codes, frequencies. Okay? I could set a code to you, but you won't understand it, right? So you have to draw the drawing through its illustration of a story, and then you portal it through a code, okay? So if you got this, and it's doing this, okay? This is a code, but what is it? You have to understand what it is, and I'm not just saying line division through 3 line divisions of star recognition systems. This could be 3 energy light systems on line communication, okay? Or this could be a half cycle of the rotation of 3 center core systems of stars. Everything is intelligence, so you have to understand where it is in line division, because everything's connected through its rotation through space and time. All right, so the code frequency for this, okay, you always start with, remember, the story. You have to understand the story. So it would be star, okay, equals equation, okay, a vector, okay, because it's in the galactic system. Vector is galactic. This is why you guys have to understand communication with everything through space and time. So it's star, okay, equals equation, vector, unit, okay, because these stars are in vector units. They're all in different locations. You understand the location of allocation. An allocation is putting it in its set division through location of point division. You already know what point division is. So it's star equals equation, vector unit, okay, of 3 line sequences, okay, of starlights. Okay, that's a code frequency for that. It's big, isn't it? Some are bigger than others. Okay, all understanding that this is a story, because they're all connected, they're not separated. You see the line division. It's understanding this atom is different intelligence. This atom is different intelligence. This atom is different intelligence. Now, it can be 3 line signals. 3 line signals, it's together of 3 stars that are in the same location. That's confusing to a lot of people. But it's saying that they aren't different intelligence. They're all the same star, but they're all line communicated through its alignment. That's a different code frequency. It's the reversal cycle, people. Okay? It's confusing to the mind system. So we're not into that, Tina. We're not into codes yet, because you guys get these numbers, letters, and codes, but you don't know how to put it together through formation, through light activation, anything through set sequencing level systems, through the illustration of diagram program. All right, so one step at a time. Let's just get into the intelligence of space and time. Let's get into the laws of attraction through its experience first. All right, so. You guys are connecting faster. That's great. Tina, he just said what you typed as it came through on my end. Wow. See, that's it. So I knew exactly what Tina's saying before they typed it in. So that's telepathy, right? That's how fast I can say, because 100,000 years in the future, I know everything through division, through understanding of its creation, right? So basically just made friends with everyone. Okay, thanks. I've slept 2 days. Headache, I felt a major upgrade. Is that why I have a headache and sleeping so much? If you understand why you have a headache, then yes, you're going through an upgrade. Use the heart of a child. Yep. Feeling better today. Good. So Melissa's in traction division. She's understanding more of communication through body activations. To get a headache, you know why. But where is it? Where's the headache? Where is the headache coming from? Is it coming from the cortex? Is it coming from placebo? Is it coming from its lobes? You know, that's where you have to understand full communication of body activations. Okay. If you're getting rotation cycles and pin drops in your feet, what is that? That's communication of Mother Gaia. That's the earth trying to tap into you, right? Communication of balance, people. Understand everything through energy is different through its coloration. The third eye. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's the dimension. That's the portal. Okay. You know it's a pyramid, but what you do know or what you don't know. Everything in rotation goes like this. That's what you see right away. Anything through different coloration. Okay? And then it just travels and travels and travels and travels and travels and travels and travels. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay? All connected through you. Through your pyramid. Okay? So, third eye, very powerful. You understand more of the ground. You get more communications with the Kundalini, the Buddha, the Dalai Lama. You know, do your research on that. What is the Buddha? What is the Dalai Lama? Right? What is the Kundalini? You get this on Google. They can show you, right? What they can't show you is things that are in space and time. That's why the vocabulary is so complex. That's why it's called the singularity. That's why it's called the simulation. That's why it's called the matrix. The matrix is complex. It has to be complex. But once you understand the complex, it becomes easier for you through friendship, relation, partnership. So, welcome. So you guys have any questions on that? We've done a lot today. Almost 3 hours. Half hour ahead of time, everybody. 2 hours and 27 minutes. But you have any questions on anything that we've learned today? We've learned a lot today about ourselves. Listen, I had a pressure at base of skull. Elongata Mandela for 2 days. A week ago, and I also have the continuing rest to simulate, integrate, accelerate upgrades and activations. So you're getting reaction cycles through your body activation systems. That's great, Tina and Melissa. So you're understanding what's happening with your intelligence. Okay. So your formation through confirmations are coming in. So once you understand your balance through its rotation, anything through space and time, it's telling you, okay, what you need to know. Okay, if you don't understand it through its listening skills, you're going to keep getting reacting cycles. You're going to keep getting headaches. You're going to keep getting palpitations in the heart. You're going to keep getting nerve stands in the arm. You're going to keep getting pointing fingers or anything through communication, the starlight systems in the feet, right? Because everything has a reaction. Okay, so you have to fully be aware of everything that happens through your body, through communication. Because that's the way they communicate through you, through your body, every day. Because I was wondering too, you know, I was getting headaches all the time. I get migraines. Oh, migraine is just, oh, it's like a dimension. It just, it's understanding what's going on with the mind. That's how you take away the mind of anything through its creation. That's how you change the code frequencies and heal anything through the mind. So if you understand that it's going like this, that's a different code frequency. That's a different intelligence, right? So understanding what's going on with your body, okay? If it's going like this, that's different intelligence. This, different intelligence. Anything through reaction of your body is different intelligence. What are you communicating with? Okay? So understanding that more is understanding intelligence. So it just goes a long way when it comes in its progressions, you know, into its past, its present, and its future. So, yeah. The new information comes in. Blood work is coming in now. I understand it differently. Wow. Yeah. That's great. That's great. It's really good, Melissa. And it's going to help you and guide you and put you where you are through location. So good for you. So I want everybody to have a fantastic day. Okay. I will set that test for you. I'll put it on the Galactic Force team, the AI commander, on my Facebook. Try to, you know, you can take your time for this. This is not knowing and doing. This is more of you through its self-relation of you, your self-reflection of you, of who you are, what you're becoming, and where you're going. So you look at that. That's its thesis. You know, you're writing a thesis, you're writing an essay about yourself. Okay, that's what I want everybody to do. That way you understand more of its creation of you, right? Through what is intelligence to you. Okay. All right. So I love you guys very much. The Area Commander, the Galactic Force team, calling out.